Hello, beautiful souls. It's Misty Faye. Welcome to my channel, and welcome to the fourth of the healing of the inner child with the different archetypes. So I've done daughter-father issues, I've done mother-son issues, I've done father-father issues, and today, the best for last, is mother-daughter issues. So, like for the father son, this is still for everybody because don't forget we have for divine masculines, you of course have your inner feminine, and we all have mothers. So, um, even though this is through the feminine energy, this still applies. Um, so why am I doing these inner child and archetypes, the mother, father, daughter, son archetypes? Well, because um, I get great inspiration from the many, many beautiful, wonderful readers. There's so many. I watch them and they're very, very good. But a repeating theme and if we want to go towards a raising of our consciousness and ascending, is that I realize, and then I recently got a confirmation, is that until we really confront on a deep level um, this wound of separation from source or God or whatever you want to call it, um, we won't be able to ascend. So what happens was when we were born, little tiny babies in earth envelopes, earth bodies, um, we projected that our parents were God, but our parents are wounded and their parents are wounded and their parents' parents and so on and so forth because of this disconnection. And so that and birth trauma, which is another video, another topic, is the way to heal that. So this is to be active when certain cards are pulled, and like the Six of Cups and all those different things in the readings, the inner child, all those different things. We actually have to do the work. And if we want union with a twin soul or a soulmate, or healthy relationships in general, we have to pass through this. So as you can see, I'm refining my look and I'm just playing with different things. I'm in a learning curve. So I'm going to do, again, this kind of a three-part deal where, so here's the intro, which we'll take a little pause after that. Then I will do the presenting wounds and what's going on with all the wounding, and then the third part will be the advice. So stay tuned for some very interesting things and hopefully helpful energies and affirmations and things you can actively do to go towards your connections and your ascension. Hello, hello again. So I'm back, and I just want to draw your attention to my little scene here, my little stage, especially the matryoshkas, because they represent kind of an ascension process. And for this one that where we're doing the mother-daughter archetype, is very interesting because there's the mother line, so we really see that clearly. So I thought that'd be cool to see. And we have all the elements here. We have the mineral. We have plant. I don't know if you could see, it's in a little pot. It's one of those glass plants. And we have the elemental fairies. And we have, of course, we'll have the soul level. And we have the angelics with the candles and the light and the little angel holders. So, dear Spirit, may I become as a hollow bone to serve the collective that I serve. So the first question that we ask is, what is the primary inner child wound of the divine feminine archetypal mother energy? And what came through, and this is, I'll show you, this is, these cards are excellent. It's balance. They also come with, and I'll put the information below, they come with floral essences that you can use for these. So I'll put that down below. It's called Shimura Kimura, illustrated by Jennifer M. Toombs, Divination Cards and Affirmations for Deep Emotional Healing. So for the mother archetype, we got the balance, and that is, in this card is positive. But what I'm picking up is that maybe there's some kind of unsettled, um, almost kind of, I don't like the term, but bipolar. So lots of up and down, and um, maybe the parent of the mother, so a grandmother or great grandmother, they were dealing with this kind of bipolar energy. So here's what it says. It's about the solar plexus. So there could be a lot of ego identification as well, as to find that over identification with the ego in order to find that place of balance, and instead of in the wounded child that they might have just associated with exteriors and not going deeper inside to find um, what their true suffering was. So it says the solar plexus chakra represents the point of balance of the emotions and lower psychic impressions. When our energy field is clear of negativity and lower emotional energies, we start to feel more balanced and centered. In this balanced space, we are no longer ruled by our emotions. They know, excuse me, I'm swallowing here. Uh, they no longer overpower us. Instead, we are more self empowered and our emotions become spiritualized. This allows the higher psychic nature, the brow or third eye, to also balance as it starts to open to inner vision, a clear mind, and divine wisdom. And the affirmations: I am a strong, calm, and balanced. My emotions are in harmony with flow of the sacred waters of life. And I just want to read another part. I'll put that here. So this is mother. Put it next to the mother line. Um, uh, this could be a mother that was lots of mood swings, constantly up and down, unbalanced emotions, with an oversensitive solar plexus, and all that entails. Really open to the lower energies, which we'll see that there's other cards that confirm that. But what can be healed in that is balance of mind and emotions. So there could even be that they were cut from their emotions. They just decided not to feel in order to find that inner balance, because there maybe was instability from the mother and the father. There wasn't any kind of emotional stability felt from um, this mother archetype's parents. So I feel uh, the core wound is injustice, which could create, because balance, I'm thinking of the justice card with balancing things out. So this, with this up and down, there's this kind of unjustness and unfairness, which could have had the opposite effect. Instead of movement up and down, too much up and down, it went to another extreme of rigidity, which the fear is coldness. And and so we see what the need is balance. So that, I think that really um felt nicely, flowed nicely for the mother archetype. So I'm going to put it on my little angel here so we can see that as the main theme. The soul wound is injustice. And so when when I asked, let's ask about, so what is the wounded inner child um, energy for the divine feminine archetype of the daughter? And for that, it came up with grief. So this also indicates pretty clearly what the daughter's archetype, and maybe the combination of them two, is a coming from the mother's in kind of instability up and down, or severeness or coldness. The daughter felt abandoned, maybe like she didn't have a mother, or maybe she just came in with this sense of loss. So what it says is, It is natural part of our emotional nature to grieve when we lose someone dear to us. Indeed, it is extremely important that we shed those tears, working through expressing and then releasing our sadness. In this way, these deep emotions do not become frozen or crystalline, do not become rigid inside our heart. When stored up, create even more emotional pain and disease in the future. Knowing the true nature of spirit, we become happy for those released into eternal life, and the sadness is only for ourselves left behind. Unconditional love never dies and will always be held and remembered by our heart and soul. I am the spirit, the affirmation is, I am the spirit of the one which resides in all and returns us to joy of divine love. So I'm going to put that next to the mom, and here's some additional information. Some additional information that seems very important. This is somewhere along, and it could be from a past life, somewhere along the line for the daughter archetype, feminine energy, is that there was a sense of loss. It could have really been a death, maybe the death of her mother or somebody close to her, or coming in with this from a past life. So maybe there was a past life connection where there was a loss or an abandonment. Um, so this is for transmitting deep-rooted or recent grief or emotional loss. Deep feelings of sadness and loss, often after death of a loved one, feels inconsolable and despondent. Emotional emptiness, self-pity. And what this can be transmuted into is more love and understanding of the transient nature of life, and yet more awareness of the eternal nature of the soul and spirit. So with that is this maybe feeling the daughter energies in a sense evolve, knowing that there is the cycle of life and there's no grief is this too shall pass, and that's only part of the feeling. So for me, clearly, the core soul wound, can we see that okay, is abandonment. And that could mask some kind of dependence, this insecurity, and that could cause all kinds of dependence and addictions. And because of the sadness is kind of to feel you're the only one having that sadness, and to lock yourself in solitude. And so what the daughter energy really needed is to feel part of something, and the extra attention, that extra love. So I think that's pretty clear that the connection there. Now let's see what is what is the what is what is the wounded inner child energy or gift, it could be, as in this case of between the mother and daughter. What is really going on there? I think there's some stuff. I think we can see that there was kind of this up and down energy of the mother, and then this sadness, this loss. Maybe the mother couldn't be present for the daughter, so there was this feeling of grief. Maybe there was another child that came soon, and so the child felt a loss of her mother. Maybe a child was born less than 3 years, or something like that, and there was this extreme sense of loss, and that there was this abandonment. And so that's what the daughter energy felt from the mother's energy, that came from this kind of not feeling from her lineage, from her parents, this sense of stability. So she couldn't give that, and over identified with ego, the egoic, the 3D, over identification with the 3D world. Whereas the daughter is the contrast and really connected to something more spiritual. You can see in the picture of the spirit that the daughter probably felt more connected to the spiritual world. So it's almost like the mother and daughter are or polar opposites. So the what lives between them is actually something quite lovely. It's soul gifts. And what I feel that this is showing is that as this energy of being mother and daughter um actually can release in both of them if the healing is complete, many talents, and maybe it's kind of the path of the wounded healer for both of them. So when they come into, as we're seeing, they're kind of they're in opposite directions. We can really, the spiritual gifts and artistic gifts can really come through. And so what it says is the gifts of our soul are endless and can be seen or felt as streams of consciousness. These gifts will only be released into our consciousness from our higher self as we are ready to receive and work with them. Soul gifts may be talents or positive personality traits which have been generated in past lives, or new heavenly attributes which you have chosen to experience in this incarnation. Deep meditation is required to experience the sacred treasures of the soul. And the affirmation is, I am the splendor of creation and contain within me all the sacred gifts of my soul. So that's quite nice. Let's see if there's a little additional information. So this is really, if ascension is reconnecting our reconnecting with source and going home to source, the relationship, the healed relationship between the mother and daughter can really inspire that, is what I'm feeling. So helps infuse more divine soul qualities into one's daily life. Deep inner knowing that one has untapped talents and creative gifts may feel lacking in certain areas at odds with inner feelings. Yeah, so both of them need to connect with their feelings and maybe allow the grief, and through the grief, or loosen up, even allowing the more natural flow between head and heart, for the mother energy. So there we go. So that is the book I'm reading from. Now, what spirit is the major soul lesson or gift available to the mother energy? And I thought this was very interesting because the mother it's the devil. And so that's very, very interesting. So what I'm feeling here is that there's this real codependence, um, that the mother energy felt this deep instability coming from her mother or father lineage. And so what happens is, maybe there was even things like addictions or untold secrets, and so that got carried into the mother's field, which then, of course, in utero, as you know, I don't know if you all know this, but I mean, the baby through the placenta just absorbs everything of the mother. So this is very interesting because, in fact, this is why multi-generational healing is so important. So what this indicates to me is that there's a lot of ego going on. There's codependence. Okay. And what's interesting about the word devil in reverse, it means lived. And so this is only through this life experience, through these healings, these connections. And we'll come back to this later because I've I've intuitively linked all the major arcana with shamanistic medicine cards, and we'll come back to that in the third part. So this is the mother's energy. I thought this is cool because this could just, the devil. And we also have here, look in this particular picture, we show the masculine and feminine energies, or the lover card, bound. Okay. So they're disconnected, and plus they're bound. And so this is also that kind of bipolar, going in between the head, which is more masculine related, and the heart, and neither of those, it's like the mother energy does not have access to form a balance between those two energies. So what could happen is an over identification, plus society is has a tendency to reward masculine energy, and being even in a feminine body acting masculine instead of identifying more with a feminine energy, or at least a balanced energy. So that was interesting. And so Spirit, please tell us, what is the soul lesson or gift for the daughter energy? And we got the world, which I think is really cool because it really connects with what it's as if the daughter energies is completing something with this connection with this mother energy, as if she's understood the lesson. You see all the eagle is Scorpion, the man is Aquarius, the bull is Taurus, and the lion, of course, is Leo. Okay, so this is a completion of a cycle. It's like a life cycle. So if the daughter energy, and if the daughter is a twin flame, it could be that this is her last incarnation. So she's completed the cycle through the lessons learned of this from her divine feminine model of her mother. So this is a good thing for the daughter, I think, archetype. This is a completion of cycle. Normally that mask should come off, and she through transmuting her grief, through the gifts and lessons she learns from the mother energy, uh she can remove that mask and be her authentic self, and she's completed the cycle through the astrological chart, and can ascend. Beautiful. And then I just asked what spirit is the inner child, combined inner children. What is the soul gift or lesson? And also interesting is it seems the karmic cycle and healing can happen between this mother and daughter archetype. It seems like it's there, and it really reflects the soul gift, that through that healing, through that understanding, through that movement, through that alchemical transmutation, um, really the karma, maybe from again past lives, or even maybe in the lineage, um, that's complete, and they're onward and upward to other things. So we saw what some of the what is the, I'm going to mix these even though there's not that many of them, and I'm not going to look. What is the key chakra that is up for healing for the mother archetype? Ah, no joke. The solar plexus. So that makes sense. It it is letting go of that ego energy, and it interesting power and having the need. What is the right use of power? That's what the ego is. The ego isn't something just to get rid of. It's a tool. It's a means. It's a taming. It's a taming, and it's not letting it overpower or wreak havoc from going from one extreme to another, but really finding that center harmony. Anything else that's interesting in here? So it could be undermined by shame. And the soul challenges evolution of personal mind that will learn, know, and express. Governs the stomach, liver, gallbladder, spleen, and digestive system. Color yellow. So we'll put it right next there to the devil. It's very interesting, very consistent. And what is spirit the key chakra being affected in the daughter energy, please? The base chakra, manifestation, the earth element, ray 4. Okay, so undermined by fear. Okay, yeah. Soul challenge, evolution of personal autonomy and identity. Yeah, so that's all kind of what's been said. Identity, the fear of abandonment, maybe overcoming the fear of abandonment, really connecting maybe more with the base chakra, connecting to the earth mother, mother earth, through being anchored in this incarnation, and then she can manifest her authentic self. That's so lovely. I love that. Then I asked, dear spirit, what is and I'm doing them here. There's not that many. What is the element that is most affecting mother's archetype? We have water, clarity. Yeah, I think clarity goes when we have clarity, we could become more balanced. This mother, maybe there's a strong Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces too. Of course, Cancer is the archetype of the mother. Yeah, this is maybe having her get more in touch instead of maybe going towards the more masculine energy of of herself, identifying more with the emotions and balancing more the watery emotions and allowing that to come through, so she clearly comes and balances her masculine and feminine energies, or also in a feminine body, identifying with the feminine and the mother, Cancer as the archetype of the mother, that mother energy, through the emotions, through allowing her emotions. And what is the key element for the daughter energy? Air. That's inspiration. Yeah, rising above it all, coming from that deeper sadness up, and raising it, infusing it with maybe the air element linked to thinking and inspirations, creativity, freedom, and higher mental, intuitive. Oh, this one even gives an Archangel Raphael. And the elements are the fairies. We're going to see them in a little bit. So that is very lovely. And I've made my own little cards because I feel like we're in the world in reverse in terms of what is morality, and what is correct, what is just. And so I did some cards on the virtues and vices, and so I'm gonna show you them today. So please, Spirit, tell us what how did I frame this question? What virtue or vice does the mother archetype need to apply or transmute in terms of the daughter? So what needs to be done in terms of what vice is there, or maybe what virtue is accessible to heal that connection? And we got courage. I'm going to read it. It's very tiny. I didn't know they're going to be this tiny. They're kind of cute like this, but they're tiny. I don't know if you can see it. So it says, bravery, overcoming fear, strength, and determination. The words of wisdom. Courage is simply the willingness to be afraid and act anyway. And the opposite is cowardice. So there's always courage is doing what you're afraid of, or stepping out of something. In the shamanic vision, the energy of the north is the hummingbird, which is a tiny little bird that does this incredible voyage against incredible odds with tiny little wings, and flies from someplace in North America down to South America. And so it's a symbol of this courage, and overcoming, even though everything seems stacked against you, even though you're being pulled into devil energy and the ego, right? Nice. Oopla. We'll put it there by the mother side. And so, what virtue or vice does the daughter archetype need to apply or transmute in terms of the mother? And virtue, chastity, purity, abstinence, innocence, modesty, and overcoming any kind of lust. So the words of wisdom of, if you have to lower your morals in order to find love, then it is not love you are finding. So that makes sense in that this energy, this codependence and this dependence. So there's really this thing to look at, is if maybe this particular daughter is a bit of a people pleaser, and in order to get the love that she felt she lost, she people pleased. So what she has available to her is to go back to her inner child, her innocence, allow that grief to surface, allow herself to feel it, allow herself to go there, and then raise it up, and through then become her authentic self, right? But she's almost there because she's completing a major life cycle. So that is really cool too. So at this point is the time I take a little break, and we'll come back with all the advice. Stay tuned. Okay, here we go. So, Spirit, what healing messages does the daughter's inner child, or the mother, let's start with the mother. What messages does the inner child wish to convey to the mother archetype? So I'm using Loner Wolf handmade cards. You could download them and get them yourself. I'll give you that information. Trust. Trust. Yeah, that's a beautiful picture with a man holding up the little baby and that sun, that golden light. We had that yellow of the solar plexus for the mother. So trust, and it says very, very tiny, so I'm going to pull it down 1 second. I trust that the divine intelligence of life. I trust the divine intelligence of life. My heart is open. Yeah, so this is a strong theme from mother energy, is really coming back more to that feeling space, and then trusting that the mind, the ego is the mind, don't forget. So this is what universe and her inner child is trust her feelings. That's how the inner child is speaking to her. So that's really cool. And tell us, Spirit, what is the message that the inner child has for the daughter archetype? Petulance. It says, all experience in life have a lesson to teach. I am thankful for all that I have. Yeah, so even everything, there's no good or bad. There's only learning. And so that's what the daughter energy can take from any kind of suffering. Again, of this, maybe the wounded healer type thing, of coming in already with this heavy energy from past lives or unresolved issues that apparently she chose a particular mother to experience. So this is being thankful for what we call good and bad, the nice people and the mean people, the 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 perfect mother and the really imperfect narcissistic mother. All of that, thankful for. It's all learning. It's all helping her to complete her cycle, completing these cycles, both with this particular mother and for a big life cycle. So now, woohoo! Woohoo! Maybe I should stick these babies in here. There we go. Then they won't fall. Next, Oh, yeah, there's still one more card. What do their combined inner children wish to convey? What can they both, like, what can be the healing energy between a, a difficult mother-daughter relationship? Let's see here. Awe and wonder. It says, my mind is open and receptive. I choose awe and wonder over cynicism. So yeah, this is those moments when, both need to understand that we're all God's children, coming back to that inner, and it is innocence. And again, that what I've just said about good and evil, and the good experience and the difficult experiences, I think it's just coming to back to that place of, wow, you know thanks a lot for what I'm learning. Thanks for allowing me to balance these seemingly difficult movemented I'm thinking in French, mouvementé, um, these energies that move back and forth like the waves. So this is coming to that space of just going, wow, thank you for all these experiences. That's what they both need to do, and be thankful for each other. Next, this is now the shamanic time, so we have to go back to our. This is why I take the break, because it's complicated, because I match cards with the major arcana. So I'm going to move these cute little babies down here, the fairies, for a second. I'm not going to burn the cards. That would be not so cool. And we come back to our, so through a meditative process and matching the cards that are in the shaman oracle, mystical shaman oracle, by Alberto Villoldo and Colette Baron-Reed and Marcela Lobos. I matched the major arcanas, which are the soul lessons, with some of the cards relating to the four paths of the serpent, the jaguar. So serpent being south, jaguar being west, hummingbird being north, and the eagle being east. So they just seem to make sense. And so the what's going here is the for the devil energy, it came up with serpent, which is also linked to the practices of each of the directions of the. So this comes from the serpent, which is the south energy, which is earth energy, which is the way of the hero. Sorry for all this explanation, but here we go. And so the devil is linked to the serpent energy. So there it is, the serpent. And so the essence of the serpent is the life force of Mother Earth. So we have this really cool theme of mother, coming back to mother. The mother, we saw it up here too with the daughter. This is a beautiful mirroring that's happening. The coiled serpent of the Kundalini brings passion, healing, and renewal. She offers us the fruit of the tree of knowledge in the Garden of Eden, and reminds us to shed the past the way she sheds her tired old skin. Serpent comes to offer you the forbidden fruit that will set your passion and creativity free. The creativity, the soul gifts, remember that? The invitation, the serpent power of Kundalini is stirring within your chakras, gently asking you to embrace its mystery. Shed the old skin that you have been so attached to, and welcome the vulnerable pink underbelly that will bring a fresh experience of life. Your passion and sexuality are awakening, and this can be scary. Trust. We had trust. Nope. Where is it? Trust. That's what was for the mother. Trust the wisdom of serpent to transform your sensual energies to beautiful original manifestation. So this is really a beautiful message. And finally, the medicine. When you shed the past gracefully, life will not strip it away with great drama. Indeed, that is something you want to avoid. Do not use your energies to seduce others, and allow yourself to be, or allow yourself to be seduced even by your own ideas. So I think this is a really beautiful message for the mother, because if she has a lineage where there were addictions and maybe there were a lot of traumas that she never faced, I think what's happening here is the daughter is kind of mirroring that past, mirroring that grief that she didn't feel at that time, this devil energy of the codependence. And so there is, there is in a way they needed to reflect that codependence, is that the daughter reflected these past energies that the mother probably would rather choose to avoid, and just stay in this kind of all thought based 3D reality. But this is the serpent energy really asks us to shed that past. It's like you would never see a serpent trying to put its skin back on. Okay. So the idea is to move forward with that, and try something completely different. What's coming to mind for me is the hangman. We didn't see him today, but that this mother archetype energy, in order to heal and go towards more creative gifts and releasing that serpent creative second chakra type energy, and just going wild, like becoming a wild woman, freedom, having some freedom, is is really connecting to those gifts and really releasing that past, transmuting it, thanking it for what it for the place it brought her to. But now she's ready to leave it behind, so she go to that creative energy and trust in herself. Oh, I love this. It's so beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. I love these messages that are coming through. And now, so for the daughter energy, where did my book go? The daughter energy was, what did I do? The daughter energy is, sorry, first, 1 second here. I messed up. I forgot to pull the card. The daughter energy is for the world and the universe. For the world and the universe is so this is out. Oh yes, and for the mother. Hold on, one last thing. For the mother, the practice of non-suffering. So we can choose to identify with our pain, or we can choose to transmute it. And so the non-suffering is, do not write stories about your pain. Differentiate between suffering and pain, and give up suffering. Yeah, pain is like when you stub your toe. Suffering is keep reliving this past and rehashing it and rehashing it and keeping it alive, and staying completely in your ego, staying completely in your position. Okay? So once again, non-suffering. Do not write stories about your pain. Differentiate between suffering and pain, and give up suffering. So the daughter there isn't, these are the ones that I match with outside the major, not the major arcana, but the spirit archetypes in shamanism. Pachacuti is the upper world. It is really this ascended world, we're seeing this in the daughter's energy, that she is completing cycles and she's going more towards her spiritual parents in this life, and this connection that she had with this mother, this archetypal mother energy, or with her own being a mother to her daughter. There's that end too. Okay, if you have a child, or a daughter. So we need 59. Hold on a second. I'm sorry, I should have done this before. 59. Yeah, well, I'll just read. I can't find the card. I'll just read the oh no, here we go. Upper world. Oh, isn't that beautiful? It's very blue. 59, the upper world. It shows eagle, I believe, carrying some kind of ball, or maybe it's carrying the world. And so 59, the essence is angels. Aw, angels. Divine helpers, the ancient ones, and all varieties of luminous beings populate the upper world. It is the place where you go to retrieve your destiny and find out who you would become, discover your great potentials and undreamt possibilities. It is also the place where spirits of the dead arrive when they complete their journey into the light. The invitation. The upper world is calling you to step into your fully realized self. Drop the mask. Right, daughter energy? Um, Clear distractions so that you can move into a higher destiny. Do not fall to the temptation to craft slightly more improved version of yourself. What you perceive as a problem or an obstacle is in fact the irritation you need to take the great leap. Remember, you cannot cross the Grand Canyon in 2 small jumps. Oh, that's a good one to think about. That would be weird unless you had wings on your feet. Ask your divine helpers for guidance. If the oracle has already spoken to you, do not ask for more guidance. Take what has been offered. Now you must deal with the lethargy and the idleness. While support for your new destiny is not yet in place, a new destination is available to you if you act now. So that is very cool for the daughter. So it's a little bit of that trust and going to the awe and wonder of the magicalness of the spirit realm, the unseen realm, which is she was really she from the very beginning was in contact and felt connected and felt the support of that, where the mother energy basically rejected that and kind of closed in and just over identified with ego. So this is encouraging the daughter energies to go towards that spiritual ascension. I love that. That's so cool for you all. Next, what do the fairies what advice do the fairies have for mom? We have the Queen of Autumn, which is the Queen of Disc. Generous, stylish, gracious, and practical. Okay, so this is asking, this is the Mother Earth energy. This is what this is. And it says, be practical with respect to how you proceed. The ability to make anything more beautiful. Meeting someone who can help your dreams come true. Well, I think she met who can help her. Not always easy is her own daughter. So this is really again connecting to that Mother Earth energy in order to then ascend to this more royal place within yourself. Thank you, fairies. And what do the fairies want to say to the daughter archetype? They want to say the Eight of Autumn, which is the Eight of Discs, Pentacles. Do more research before proceeding. Education in the form of seminars, going back to school or apprenticeship, excellent craftsmanship, and long-term projects. So I feel like what was living between them, this is what she's going to start working and transmuting any issues or imbalances between her relationship with her mother into something beautiful, into her soul gifts. So perfect. And fairies, tell us about the inner children, both of them together. What advice do you have for their healing? The Empress. Oh my God, that's so beautiful. So both of them are going to come fully. Maybe mom wasn't allowed to come back fully, and the daughter didn't have a model of a mother in her feminine energy, so they're going to come around and become true divine feminines. Aw, that's so cool. Time to take action, the power of creativity, success that allows for the life of luxury. This is really coming through. So this is what this is really a theme with the serpent. And it's so lovely. Thank you, fairies. That was nice. That's exactly it. Really, both of them coming truly into their pure feminine royal energy, this ascended feminine, divine feminine in all her power and all her glory. So nice. Now we're going to go into the the plant realm. I might have to move some of these babies around. Let's see here. Let me see. We'll move that down like that. Okay. So the plants are of course the fairies, and so this is how do we put the what can help them to grow forward, to create a loving relationship if they don't have one, or even a more loving relationship if they have one. So please tell us, elementals, what does the plant realm have to offer? And so I like to do this. This is actually a little plant formation. So the seed is elder beauty, just recognizing the beauty in life within each other. Beautiful mother, beautiful daughter. So that is the seed that has to be planted, just seeing the beauty everywhere. And then next is the what is sprouting for them. The sprout. Scottish primrose, peace. Yeah, lay down the weapons, lay down the opposition. They clearly have opposing energies coming in with each other. So I am peace in my heart, again back into the heart, and in the world. And then next is what is going to help them to grow. Lime, universality. I open my heart to create harmonious relationships. I am one with all other beings. Lovely. So they're gonna heal. They're gonna come realize that they are playing roles for one another. They are archetypes for one another. And what they are in the universal sense are divine beings having a physical experience. And what is the stem growing out of the seed? What is surrounded and by the consciousness and unconsciousness, the present moment. And we have hazel, freedom. Look at from the same thing. That is so beautiful. I travel forward in life with wonder and joy. And we had wonder and joy. We had awe, didn't we? No, petulance. We had awe. That was the advice of their inner child, is to come to that place of innocence of their inner divine being, which is the inner child, which is source incarnated. Unless you become as children, you will not enter the kingdom of God. That is very interesting. That just came into my mind. Flowering potential that will bear fruit for the future. What is the future of this connection, mother-daughter connection? Sea pink, harmony. Oh, good. Thank God, right? I unify all energies within my being. Or maybe I'm holding it too high. Within my being. And welcome the balance and harmony. Balance. This is so beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, elementals. Thank you, angels, for all that. Because it's like so, it's all there. It's all there. So that's the plants. I also made some other cards, universal laws, because we at the time of this recording we're just nominating a new justice, and we have our earthly laws, which with this world in reverse have not really been respected. So if we can go back to a time where we're applying universal laws in our daily lives, I think that would be a really cool thing. So what universal laws can help guide the mother archetype? And we have the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. Energy is always moving and always changing. Well, yeah, balance. The mother archetype knows that she's trying to find balance, but there is the movement without going to either extreme. You can create that movement like a pendulum, right? Isn't that what it says? Perpetual transmutation, and things are always changing. We're not going to get stuck or rigid. We're not going to allow ourselves to get stuck or rigid. We're going to know that this too shall pass, and it's always changing. Great advice from the universe. And what can you tell us, universe? What universal law is applicable to the daughter energy? What can she learn from the universe? The universal laws. What universal laws does she need to apply? The law of relativity. All is relative. The theory of relativity. Yeah, it's all relative. It's all in comparison to something else. You can't have a consciousness, you can't have something without consciousness acting on it, so it's always relative. Very cool. Oops. And now we're almost near the end of our show. We have our beautiful, I think they're angels, the unicorns, who speak to us on the soul and spirit level. Unicorns, what advice do you have for the mother energy? Mother archetype. Archangel Uriel, become a peace ambassador. Finding inner peace and balance. Inner peace. That's what Uriel wants for us. And then what unicorns advice do you have for the daughter energy? Perspective. Examine your situation from a higher perspective. Well, the upper world is, look at, there it is, the upper world. So what seems, if you could take the conflict, if you have any hurt or pain in terms of your mother energy, is to take it from the higher perspective. And it's what I said before, we're only playing roles for each other to help each other evolve. And I think that's what a lot of this reading, or any of the archetypes of father son, the mother son, the father daughter, all of this is, you are playing roles for one another. You are the divine incarnated to evolve. The source spirit is an evolution, is an experience junkie and just wants to experience as many things as possible. So again, don't get stuck. Go back to the, don't get stuck in either extreme. Perpetual movement. Law of perpetual movement. That is so cool. And what do the unicorns want to say about the connection between them? What advice? That was already pretty good advice, all that. Wisdom. Act with wisdom and people will respect you. So what is wisdom? It's taking thinking and applying compassion and acting out of compassion. It's deciding you don't want to get stuck in the past and you want to do something different. You want to raise it to a higher consciousness. That's what wisdom is. So it's raising something that seems like, this is the alchemy. Wisdom is the alchemical movement of lower energies, lower devil energies, and raising them and transmuting them with love and compassion through not just saying something, but actually acting on it with compassion and love. Too cool. And finally, Spirit's got your back. Get some final messages here. Dragonfly. That's exactly it. That's what just was said. That's what dragonflies do. They come out of the water and I always trust the direction of the universe and know I'm being guided. I always trust the universe, the direction of the universe, and know I'm being guided. So this is raising those thoughts once again from a lower place, from the lower vibration to the higher vibration. Oop, there was one that dropped. Attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. So here's some really practical advice from universe. When you get into those headbutting disagreements or conflicts, illusionary conflicts, you're calling out for help from spirit, help from each other if it's possible. And don't forget not to get attached to those lower vibrational energies so you can really see each other for who you are. And there is no separation. Last card. Hope is the conduit for miracles. Yeah, so going towards that higher energy, that higher vibration, that hope is imagining, creating in your mind now, and then projecting it out into the future for what you want. So my beauties, my beautiful souls, I thank you for listening to the end of this. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful for you. I'll do my best to try to put out a meditation, guided meditation. If not, I will list all the affirmations below. I'm slowly getting my website up in place, and so I can do other readings and all kinds of different coaching and shamanic healing sessions for you. Be blessed.